Hello Yu-Gi-Oh players, I'm the RJB0, and welcome to part 2 of my Logical March 2013 format video series. Now before I begin today's discussion, which has to do with standalone cards, there are a couple of revisions or addendums, if you will, that I would like to make on yesterday's discussion. The first one has to do with the picture down below in the description. This picture is formatted a lot like the little sneak previews that Konami often gives us to the next format, which leads me to believe that I should take it very seriously. I'm not sure if it's legit, if it got shopped or whatever, but if it does turn out to be legit, then I do have to make one revision on yesterday's discussion, which is yesterday I said that I do not think heroes are going to get hit. However, this picture shows, as you can see if you click on the link, that heroes are in the top 5 of the OCG meta according to Konami or whoever put up the picture. So I am going to have to say that if that picture does turn out to be legit, then I think the E-Emergency Call is going to get hit 2-1 in this March format. Why do I say that of all cards? Well, although Miracle Fusion and Super Poly are the things that really make heroes shine, I really think that it is more likely that Konami is going to hit a Searcher in the deck, as that is what they have done the most in the past. If you look at Agents, if you look at pretty much anything else, I suppose, the thing that Konami always seems to hit first, if it's not a loop, it's a Searcher or a floater of some sort. So, although that puts the Stratos into the running, I don't think that they will go as far as banning Stratos. So I think it is most likely that E-Emergency Call is going to get put to 1 if this picture does turn out to be legit. Now the next thing I want to talk about is just something I want to address since it is all over on the forums as I was doing research yesterday while I was uploading yesterday's video, which is Atlantean Dragoons. A lot of people think that Atlantean Dragoons should or will get put to 1. Now, if I thought for a second that Konami actually wants Merlantians dead, then I would say absolutely, that is entirely likely, that is the way they should go. However, I know for a fact that Merlantians are still a source of future revenue and current revenue for Konami. So I don't think that Konami wants Merlantians dead. So I think it is highly unlikely that Dragoons will get hit. So I just wanted to bring that up. Finally, another thing I want to discuss having to do with that picture below, you really should check it out. Ooh, I am having issues today. Anyway, is Gear Gigant Cross. A lot of people have been discussing Gear Gigant Cross because, according to this picture, Machina Gadget is one of the top tier decks in Japan. Now, I said yesterday that it is a tier 2 deck, and I still believe that based on my own research. However, this picture, which may or may not be legit, says that Machina Gadgets are in the top tier. And Gear Gigant Cross getting hit would, in fact, make a lot of sense, since Phantom Beastcraft are not going to use it very much, unlike the Machina engine, which they could probably use pretty easily. I still think that the most likely thing to happen will be Gear Frame getting put to 1, since Konami likes to take out their Surgers. But Gear Gigant Cross would make a little bit of sense. It's just that the reason why you use Gear Gigant Cross is to get Machina Gear Frame, which you then use to get Fortress. So hitting Machina Gear Frame makes a lot more sense in trying to take out Machina Gadgets than trying to hit Gear Gigant Cross. Which brings me to my actual discussion for today, because the very first standalone card that I want to talk about is Ultimate Offering. Now, this is one of 2 cards that I think is very likely to get banned by this next format. The reason being, Konami brought Ultimate Offering up to 3 last year, and then has been backpedaling ever since, bringing it down to 2, and then bringing it back down to 1, and yet Machina Gadgets still persist in the OCG meta. And I think that at this point, Konami can justify getting rid of the thing altogether, because it is a broken card, it is badly worded, and there is no balanced way to use it. So it makes a lot of sense to me, and I give it about a 70% chance of Ultimate Offering getting banned. Now the next one is a little bit controversial, and it's Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. Now there are a lot of discussions out there about this card because some people believe that it is truly a threat and a lot of people don't like it, and the other people who don't perceive it as a threat are saying those people are being sissies and they're just butthurt because they keep getting sacked. However, I can throw out a little bit of ethos appeal since I am an agent user. BLS is like our saving grace. If you run out of cards to use, if you top deck BLS, you still kind of win with that deck. So I would hate it if BLS happened to get banned, but I still think it is likely to happen, and here's why. Yesterday I discussed my analysis of the OCG meta. You should check out yesterday's video if you haven't already. And I said that rogue decks as a category, which were decks that, just kind of came out of nowhere, didn't get a whole lot of points, but still won a couple of events, got more points, picked up more wins than any other deck in the OCG. Now, the reason why this is important to discussing BLS is the fact that 70% of those rogue decks were Chaos variants of some sort or another. A lot of them were Chaos Dragons. Some of them were Hieratics. Hey, kitty cat. I have a black cat. He's pretty awesome, and that's his tail. Anyway, and then the rest of them were Twilight variants. So I think, that being the case, that if this picture down below doesn't turn out to be legit, I think even if it does, I think that Konami finally has all the justification in the world to ban BLS. It also makes financial sense. Since last format, I made the prediction very correctly that either BLS was going to get banned or they were going to announce another reprint, and about 2 weeks later they announced Yugi's World. So now that that final reprint has come out and BLS has been made much more available, I think that Konami has the financial justification to hit BLS as well. And also, it helps them to take out agents, which have been kind of a persistent problem for them and haven't been generating any revenue and yet have been topping pretty much every YCS since October. So I do think that BLS is going to get banned by this format. Not for reasons of sackiness or balance to the game. I really think that they have all the justification they need. Okay, moving on. The next cards are things that a lot of people have been talking about getting hit that I do not think are going to get hit. The first one is card destruction. People are saying the card destruction should get banned since it's basically a one-turn kill for what's it called? Dark World. And although that is true, this brings me to a discussion that I've been having with a lot of the Six Samurai players I have at my locals at Dice Age Games, which is whether it is more important to limit United or to ban Gateway. I personally think that it is more important to limit United. In the same way that I think it is more likely that Konami is going to put Drag Down into the Grave to 1 than they are to ban Card Destruction. Although both Gateway and Card Destruction are instant wins to a degree in the deck that they are used for, United and Drag Down into the Grave are really what make the decks, those two decks, speed up. Really makes them run. So I think that it is unlikely for Card Destruction to get banned, even though I would love it if it did. I think that it is highly likely that Drag Down into the Grave will hit 1. The next one I want to talk about is Monster Reborn. Now there is something I'm going to discuss in the next video, which may actually lead to justification for Monster Reborn to get banned. I don't think that it's threatening anything in the meta or in the near future. I think that Monster Reborn can be used to the advantage of many of the decks that Konami is going to be selling in the near future. It isn't unbalancing the game unduly, so I don't think that there is game health justification for Monster Reborn getting banned. I'm going to let my cat out. However, there is the argument that since Monster Reborn also got a big reprint in Legendary Collection Yugi's World, and that is now sold out. That Monster Reborn now has the financial justification to get banned. The last one I want to address is Heavy Storm. A lot of people are saying that Heavy should get banned, and I think these are all people who never played during one of the Trap versus Trap formats. And I think that's all I really need to say about Heavy. There's really no justification for attempting to ban it, and I think that it is unlikely that it will. So the two cards that I think will probably get banned are Ultimate Offering and BLS. So that's today's discussion. I have to make my computer live again so I can actually end this video. But until my next discussion, which will be on cards that may or may not come back with the next format, this is the RJB0 signing out.